Hey guys, how are we doing on this Wednesday? Well, here in the Villages, we're going to turn up the heat ever so slightly. Temperatures are going to make a run for the mid-90s as we go into the afternoon. Of course, once you factor in dew points, that'll be in the mid-70s. That is going to put the heat index right around 106, and I'm not as optimistic for any passing showers that will cool the air, even if it's, only temporary. I think most of Wednesday is going to be dry. Now, because it's Central Florida and we're in the middle of the summer, I never completely rule out the chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm, but today I think that'll be the exception and not the rule. And that is going to be the case over the next several days. We are going to see temperatures hold in the mid-90s. That heat index will be several degrees over 100. And we're looking at very minimal rain shower chances from Wednesday basically all the way through the upcoming weekend. I don't see any decent shot at any widespread showers until potentially Monday, and that's still several days out. So I'm likely going to tailor that forecast between now and then. But of course, the big story, or at least bigger story, is Bertha that is still churning in the Gulf. It has been moving away from Florida, but beachgoers beware. If you plan on going to the Gulf Coast, there is going to be a higher risk of rip currents there because Bertha is still churning up the waters and churning up the waves as well. So things not great up and down our Gulf Coast. So if you wanted to go to the beach, our East Coast is the slightly safer option. I say slightly safer because there's still a moderate risk of rip currents out there. Now, Bertha will continue to move away from Florida. It's continuing on a west track. Tropical storm warnings have been hoisted for coastal areas from Alabama to Mississippi all the way to southern Louisiana. And Bertha is expected to make landfall along the southern Louisiana coastline a little bit later on today, and then eventually it's going to weaken. But a decent rainmaker causing some coastal issues, again, mostly across the far western section of the Florida Panhandle all the way to Louisiana. So some minor storm surge expected there, anywhere from a foot upwards of 3 feet. And of course, those waves are kicking up as well. So a little beach erosion along coastal areas is absolutely possible as well. But I hope that is the last storm I have to talk about. I don't know if we'll get so lucky, but I hope it is. We got to watch out for some of these homegrown systems, the ones that develop in the Gulf or the ones that develop off the southeastern coast of the U.S. Those are what we call homegrown systems. So the ones out in the Atlantic, of course, we continue to keep an eye on that situation. But right now, El Nino and the Saharan dust, by the way, has certainly been on our side with any sort of tropical development. But we're not going to turn our back on the ocean anytime soon. All right, have a great Wednesday, guys. I'll see you later.